Hey everybody, since we just found out today that school is going to be out for until May, I thought maybe some of you would want to expand your Smoothdraw skills. So I was going to show you how I set up my whiteboard before I do an in-class office hours, mini lecture with my students so that I'm not just working from a totally blank canvas. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is I like to make my canvas as big as possible, just like we did for our Khan Academy style lectures. And so I'm going to resize my canvas. I think, yep, that's as big as it goes. Hit OK. And now I've got a really big, nice big whiteboard to work with when I'm sharing my screen with my students in Zoom. One of the things I like to have to work off of are some diagrams and some images. And there's probably different ways of inserting images and whatnot, but this is how I figured it out. It's maybe not the smoothest method, but I go to Google and I just find an image that I want to work off of, and I just right click and I copy that image, and then I go back into Smoothdraw and edit and paste. And so now I can move this image to wherever I like here. Resizing that image is kind of a pain in the butt. I usually just pick an image that is a decent size for me to work off of. And let's say I want to insert another image here. So like today we talked about the limits of the Bohr model and we moved on to talking about orbitals. So I grabbed a picture of the different orbitals, gave myself some room to write, and I inserted another image down here. There. And then let's say I also wanted to talk about, electron configurations. I could insert this diagram. So just copy the image, back to Smoothdraw, edit, oopsies, nope, and paste. Oh, shoot. See, it's not what I wanted to do. Undo. Guess I didn't copy well. Okay, on this image. No. Oh, see, what a disaster, you guys. Right click my image, I'm going to copy it and paste. There we go. Okay, now let's say you want to go back and move this image that you had put here earlier. It doesn't let you select it and just grab onto it again, which is annoying. You have to actually go up to this little select. See this little select icon up here, that box? You have to go and select it again in order to then be able to drag it around. So that took me a while to figure out. So hopefully that saves you some time. Okay, so let's say you've got all of these images here, and now you want to be able to write and erase on top of all of this stuff without erasing things in the image itself. So what you need to do is you need to add another layer to your smartboard or your Smoothdraw. So down here on the bottom left, I'm going to add a new layer. Now I'm working on layer 1. So now I can go in here with my tablet and I can go ahead and I can write all over these images. I can label these as N. Oh, see, I'm using my mouse. I don't have my pen hooked up for this tutorial. N equals 2 because I'm a bad YouTuber, etc. Now let's say you wanted to erase that. Now, because we've added this other layer, when I go up to my eraser here, I can erase and it's not going to mess up my image. It also allows me to work off of these things multiple times. I found that to be a really helpful feature, especially when we were doing electron configurations, because I could go ahead and I could keep, writing in these electrons here and then go ahead and erase them for the next example without screwing up my whole diagram. So that is how you insert images into Smoothdraw. Don't forget to add your top layer. And then remember, as you share your screen and do this lecture with your students, you have options to save this document as an image file. So you can change this save type from a Smoothdraw document to a JPEG, and it will save not only the images that you inserted, but anything that you wrote on top of it. So what I then do is I then post that JPEG to Google Classroom or Moodle or wherever, or just email it to your kids so that they actually have the entirety of the whiteboard captured and saved. especially good for those kids that didn't come to the session. So there you have it, how to prep your smartboard for an in-class lecture. All right, everybody, good luck.